Good evening, good morning, good midday, wherever you are, whatever time you are watching this. Happy New Year's Eve! Thank God 2021 is almost over. What will 2022 hold for us? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But before I get started and we go any further with the last Eluminate, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has supported all of my platforms. I don't care if we 100% agree, if we kind of agree, if you've taught me something or I've taught you something. I want to say thank you for being a part of my life and the things that I enjoy doing. And the thing I enjoy doing most is sharing. I love sharing what I know and expanding what I know. And if nothing else have you learned while hanging out on my platforms, I hope you've at least learned this: to become more objective across the board. I'm not talking about just in your work life. I'm not talking about just in your home life. And I'm not talking about just in looking at situations going on in the world. Becoming objective across the board will make for a easier experience throughout this human journey. Now, before I go any further, I want to say, don't forget, if you haven't done so already, like, subscribe, go ahead and share the content, comment, get in the conversation. But either way, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It shouldn't take you too long. It's the red one there. But, this year, just like every other year of my personal life, has been quite full. Let's start here with Eluminate, for example. Eluminate, it blossomed due to a radio network called WCRO.net. And from there, it just went, and I saw a dream that I had started setting plans for come to fruition, thanks to a very brave individual who started an internet radio business a while back. When people told him, I don't know if I would do that. Well, he stepped out on a limb, did it successfully, and closed it out on his own terms. He actually kind of kept it going, not kind of. He kept the station going as long as he did there at the end because Eluminate was pulling such great numbers. And he didn't want to disappoint me, and I was trying not to disappoint him, and my time wasn't being able to fulfill this time slot. It just wasn't opening itself up, and everything just came to a nice, beautiful, complete bow tie end. And we both were able to just say, this is what I need. This is what I need. And it worked out for everyone. So then Eluminate transitioned full time here on YouTube, except for, when YouTube decides to put me in timeout, just like Facebook. Instagram has not done that to me yet, but Facebook has. You've watched how my Facebook has evolved. If you came from there to here or vice versa, you saw how there for a while, and you even saw it in some of the videos here, I said, I'm done with Facebook, blah, 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 blah. And, I really had to take a step back from that decision, that emotional move that I made, because, well, the justification that I chose to wrap my feelings in that allowed me to just, I'm done with Facebook, was a justification that even if I had a child, they wouldn't be in public school anyway, so it wouldn't be my problem. But what I'm speaking on is finding out about this critical race theory being taught in the schools, and parents were in an uproar this year about that. And then I allowed my emotions to get in an uproar as I was researching everything about it, because the first thing I find out really in depth is your boy Mark Z is the biggest contributor. He's the reason that we even have the curriculum. He's one of the backers for the company that created it. So I rode off into the sunset, I took my jail time, and as soon as I came back, I was like, I'm out. Find me on Buy Me a Coffee, which you can always find me there. It's uncensored. But I did, and I wrestled because I was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And my birthday brought me back, because I'm not going to not get on and engage with the people who took time out of their day to wish me some love and well wishes on my special day. And that's when I just said, well, I'll be back, and we'll open the door. It'll open the door for an explanation if and when that needs to happen. So now I'm addressing that. Yes, I went back, and here's why. I was highly upset when I found out Mark Z was one of the biggest contributors to critical race theory backing. And it made me even more emotional to find out, which I've always known this. Every click on Facebook, every interaction creates money for the top first. Then it trickles down. So it really, really internally enraged me in that moment of research and looking over things, because I'm sitting there thinking of all of my beautiful friends near and far that use Facebook, many of which who don't run businesses on there. They literally only use Facebook to keep up with their friends and their family. And every one of their interactions, on top of every one of us business people interactions, it's creating an income for Mark Z, which he's turning around and using to fund the same thing that's pissing all of you parents off. So I got mad on you parents' behalf that can't draw away from Facebook, and I did it on your behalf for you. But I did go back, and in my comeback, I did a really cool tell the truth segment. My thing was, how hard is it to tell the truth? It can't really be that hard. But I have learned something in life, and it's not that I just learned it. I heard it at a really young age, and it took hold somewhere around 16, 17 for me. And then it really just got comfortable for me to sit in and walk in and own at around 22. But this is what I'm talking about. It's so easy. Well, honestly, it's not easy for people to lie, because for someone to lie out loud, they had to lie to themselves first. So that's a lot of work for even the best habitual liar out there. But the hard part comes when you are confronted with the truth, or you're confronted about anything you've ever done. Can you freely talk about it? Or are you feeling some type of way? Because see, here's the thing. If you're comfortable at the creation of your thought that then leads into an action, then the odds are throughout the process of that situation into the consequence stage, be it good or bad, you're going to be comfortable. I'm not saying that there's not going to be hard moments or anything like that. What I'm saying is this. Before you begin to attach good, bad, right, or wrong, you're comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable at the beginning of your creation, I can guarantee you're not going to be comfortable when you get to the outcome season. Again, before you attach good, bad, right, or wrong, how comfortable are you? I hope you've learned that too while hanging out with me. Get comfortable with yourself. That's what has to happen. Become highly objective. Bring your objectivity up to here and bring your emotions down to here. I'm not telling you to shut them off and check them completely out. But what I'm saying is, do not keep riding on this Pisces vibration of let my feelings flow. Because that is going to keep you in these chains of bondage and confusion that you are now sitting in, many of you. Because see, that's what the world plays on. It plays on that low seed vibration of negativity, and this is as good as it gets, and no matter what I do, I got to keep doing this because this is as good as it gets. And therefore our brains, our subconscious, which we use 95% of the time, that's what we're using is our subconscious. It's become so deeply rooted in all of these facets that it feels impossible to be any other way. But that's not true. What has to happen is you got to be man enough or woman enough to say, I got to take me time, 1000% me time, meaning, no, I'm not dealing with you, or you, because I got to go deal with me for a minute so I can be out here correctly dealing with all of you all. It's not a bad thing. Self-care is how you carry on. If you are an empty vessel What are you actually giving out? If you are an empty energy, are you really showing up? Just because you're present in body does not mean you are actually there. So, my good friends, as always, I still encourage you, get comfortable with yourself. Be okay with hanging out with yourself sometimes, absent of others' opinions, because you can't properly sift through and answer the questions that only you can truly answer unless you shut the noise out and hear what you have to say and find out what you know to be true and build off of that. It's so easy to look outside of ourselves for an answer, but the deepest answers that we seek, we hold within ourselves. All the answers that we want about ourselves, it's right here. It's right there within you. Just like God, He's within you. It's not an outside thing. I hear people all the time. I see my friends on Facebook. Guys, pray for me that I get some peace. Send me peace. You are peace. Guys, I'm just feeling so unloved. You are love. Guys, I'm so anxious. You are calmness. Everything that you think comes from the outside first for your fulfillment is why you still only feel half full. Everything that you need to actually be fulfilled as a human resides within you. So may 2022 be the year that you fully tap in and allow yourself to objectively, non-judgmentally, unemotionally just look at what is. If it's in the past, it most definitely is a what is. You can't dwell there. The past is a good learning tool, but it is not a good place to live. Your future does not care about your past, but your past will destroy your future if you keep dragging it around with you. For all of you that are scared to finish that pivot, you're not stuck. You're just scared of leaving familiarity behind, and that's okay. But understand this, there is a beautifulness waiting for you if you would just finish your pivot and let it all go. That's not about to serve you where you're going. To those of you that are making your resolutions, I pray that you're able to stick to them while also remembering it takes more than words alone, because your systems, all of our systems, since we have been on this earth, have been riding under a negative wave. You're going to have to rise above that, because our systems and souls and spirits were not created to vibe on that wave. But that is where our human bodies sunk into. And that is why we will feel turmoil within ourselves at times, because our bodies are riding one vibration and our soul needs another. So I encourage you, while you're working on your New Year's resolutions, remember, if you find it hard to keep to your words, take a step back and take some time to yourself and add some music therapy in. Do some hertz, sounds, tones, meditate. Fill your space with that. You know why? Because it unlocks the subconscious. It really allows you to dig, and it allows you to seed new thought processes where you operate at the most, which is your subconscious. So it can't just be surface level. When you find yourself not meeting your goals that you set, or you find yourself saying affirmation after affirmation and you feel like nothing has really changed, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because there's a little bit more to it. You got to go a little deeper than just that surface of the words. Because once you get into the subconscious and you start retraining it, then it becomes easier for your actions to rise up and meet the words you're saying. But always, in everything you do, at the core, before you decide it's good, bad, ugly, beautiful, appreciate it for just what it is. When you're finding it hard to research in the world and you're feeling yourself get emotional, remind yourself, I'm a human being, but I'm also a spirit being, and I refuse to let my emotions take me over. Give me a moment, let me calm down and come back and be objective. Because we cannot ask real or right questions when we are emotional. Objectivity is the way to a better human race. That is the only way we're going to get there. And the only way we're going to learn how to start doing it outside of ourselves, being objective, being able to sit to become understanding of something we may not agree with, is to do it inside ourselves first. It starts at home, people. Everything starts at home. Nothing starts outside before it starts here. And that's where we've gone wrong for so long. We're always trying to change everything that's so going on out here and around us. And then we're like, but you can't. This. Take your hand and point to your chest and say it out loud with me. This is all that I have control over. Ever. This is what I have control over. When I make some changes, I'll start seeing the changes that I want to see outside of me too. I have a fun little exercise for you guys. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in. Now imagine that person you just cannot stand, you dislike with all your might. If it's me, imagine it hard. Now take another breath. Open your eyes. Guess what? That's as much as you can do about it. All that time and energy that happened right there of you closing your eyes, listening to what I was about to tell you, and then taking those deep breaths with me, that's the most you can do about what you don't like outside of yourself. So use that key that you have and release yourself. Because once you get home in order, ain't nothing coming in your space that's not supposed to be there. I can guarantee you that. So, regardless of what this world has to throw at you, know you are stronger, you are mightier, and you will prevail. We all will. Whether you got the jab or didn't get the jab, I'll see you next year. I pray that everyone who got the jab and says the words, well, I don't know what's in it, but I don't know what's in half the things that I use or eat or this or that and the other. I pray that when you say those words, I don't know what's in, that you understand you now hold full accountability for everything that follows. Because we live in an age of information overload. So there's no reason that you shouldn't know what is in the things that you are using inside of your body or putting on your body. If you don't know, it's simply because you're choosing not to. So you must understand at that point, you have to take accountability and responsibility the hardest out of anyone should something go south. My heart, my prayers are out to you all as you journey through your day. May you keep your intentions good, your heart high, and your vibes even higher. And if you go out to celebrate, may it be a glorious and beautiful night. But most of all, may you return home safe and sound and wake up to a bright, beautiful new year. And I will see you guys back here next year on Eluminate. Thank you to every team that I ambassadored with over the years. Thank you to everyone. And may you all be blessed. Bye. I almost forgot. It takes real stones. Watch for it. Pre-sale starts. My book. I know. It was like I posted a picture with a stack of, a printed out piece of it, and now I'm in an amazing editing phase, and Pre-sale begins 2022. So you definitely want to get to buymeacoffee.com/illuminate because, well, it's going to be based out of there. Yeah, you'll see it on social media and things like that. You'll be able to get it, but you'll see it first if you're on there. So get there. It's free to follow. It's available on web or app. So check your Play Store, check Apple Store, whichever you have, and I'll see you there. And you guys want to hear a joke? A pedophile and a convicted felon walk into a bar, but an unvaccinated person can't. See you next year.